Welcome back to lesson 3, ladies and gentlemen. The title of this is Molecular Formulas. Molecular formula follows empirical formula. Last time we learned about empirical formula. That is the lowest ratio, the lowest ratio between elements. Okay? So, for example, NO2 is 1N to 2O. That's the lowest ratio. CH4. Okay, that's the lowest ratio. CH2O, that's the lowest ratio as well. Okay, 1 to 1. 1, 4 for CH4. N2O, 1 and 2 O's. Alright, so the next thing, molecular formula, sometimes also known as the true formula, okay, is simply a multiple of the empirical formula. So whatever this formula is, if we can multiply it by 2, then this will give N2O4. If we want to multiply by 3, it'll be N3O6. So it's just a multiple of the empirical formula. Okay, molecular formula reduces to that. It reduces to empirical formula. All right, molecular formula reduced to the empirical formula again. So it is just a multiple of the empirical formula. So just like CHOs, okay? So if you were to double that up, if you were to double the C, what would you get? You'd get C2H4O2. So we double all the subscripts on the bottom. And this is the molecular formula down here. And this is your empirical formula up here, okay? Again, empirical formula is the lowest reduced form of that formula. Alright, it retains the ratio, but it's the smallest numbers possible. So how do we do these? There are 3 steps. First of all, you need to have the mass of the mass of empirical formula. I'm going to use EF for empirical formula and molecular formula, EF, and then molecular formula. Okay? Two of them. The mass of empirical formula. Number 2, you find the multiple by taking the ratio of the mass of molecular formula divided by the mass of empirical formula. And step 3, multiply subscripts of empirical formula by that multiply, by that multiplying factor. Okay, by the multiplying factor, and I'll tell you what that is. Okay, we'll walk through each step. So if you look at number 1 on your paper right here, okay, put the steps on the back here. Number 1. Get the mass of the empirical formula. The molecular formula most of the time is going to be given to you. This is the molecular formula, mass. Okay, you leave that alone. We need to find the mass of the empirical formula. And where's the empirical formula? That is it right there, empirical formula. You get the mass of that, 1N, which is 14 grams, 2 oxygens, 16 grams, 16 grams, right? In the past, we did this. We listed out 1 and 2 O's. N is 1 times 14, which is 14. 2 oxygen, 2 times 16, which is 32. And we add them up, it's 46. And so I'm doing this just for the sake of time here. You can do this as well. Once you're comfortable with this here, with doing it like this over here, you can go ahead and take the shortcut here. 14, but list it out. I need to see the work. I need to see exactly how you got that. And we get 46. That's the mass of empirical formula. Number 2, find that multiple. Mass of the molecular formula, which is 92. That's step 1. Step 2, mass of molecular formula over mass of empirical formula, which is 92 over 46. Divide that, and I'll get 2. Step 3, you take that 2, take this 2, you multiply all the subscript of that empirical formula, you multiply all the subscript by 2. Okay, so it's N2O4. And that is your molecular formula. Okay? Molecular formula, again, is a multiple of the empirical formula. That one's good. So go ahead and pause this video, try number 2. And after you try number 2, you should get, let me see. Let me try to do this in my head here. CH2H4, 12, 14. You should get C5H10. If you get that, give yourself a pat on the back, shake your hands, put your hands together, shake your hand. Congratulations, you have gotten that one correct. All right. And then number 3 here, a compound is 40% carbon, 6.7% hydrogen, 53.5% oxygen, and the molecular mass, so we save this molecular mass later, molecular formula mass. Okay. What is molecular compound? So first step, go back, mass of empirical formula. The problem here is that we don't have we don't have an empirical formula. So we have to go back and do what we did in the previous assignment. Use the percentages, find the empirical formula. So mass, remember those steps to finding the empirical formula? 1% to mass, so 40 grams of carbon, divided by 12 grams of carbon, which is 40 divided by, to get us all the moles, percent to mass, mass to mole. Oh, you saw my passcode. Uh-oh. 40 divided by 12, 3.33 mole of carbon. Okay, and hydrogen 6.67 divided by 1, which is 6.67 mole of H. And then oxygen 53.5 divided by 16 grams of oxygen, 53.5 divided by 16, which is 3.34 there, mole of oxygen. Okay, so we divide by the smallest. The smallest is obviously 3.33, right? Because the steps are percent to mass, we did that. Mass to mole, we got all the moles already. Divide by smallest, 3.33, 3.33, 3.33. So we'll get 1, 2, 1. So our empirical formula is 1C, 2 H's, 1 O. That's our empirical formula. So now we have empirical formula. We go back and follow that little steps for the molecular formula. Get the mass of this. Carbon is 12. Hydrogen, there's 2 of them, so it's 1 and 1. 12 plus 1 plus 1. Oxygen is 16. Add them all up. 16 plus 1 plus 1 plus 6, 12, which is 18, 30. 30 grams is our empirical formula. Mass. Okay. All right. So step 2, remember, molecular formula over empirical formula, which is 60 over 30, we get 2 again. Step 3, we multiply that whole thing, CH2O. Sometimes you can put the 2 in the front or the 2 in the back as long as you're doing the right thing by multiplying it by 2. So you get what? It's 2 times the C, C2H4O2. And that is your molecular formula. Okay? So go through this, work through number 4 and number 5. You'll have to find the empirical formula first. Find the empirical formula. And then get the mass of that. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, divide molecular formula by empirical formula. Step 3, multiply by whatever this factor is over here. Okay? So do number 4, number 5. Check your work with me. Let me see if I have the answer key here. So if you did your work correctly, you would get this answer and this answer here. C4H10O01. And then the last one, C4H8O2. Okay? All right, good luck, have fun. After you finish that, ladies and gentlemen, go on to the next page. There are 5 questions for you to practice on your own here. 5 questions. So you go ahead and do these 5 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 empirical formulas and 2 molecular formulas to test to see if you've learned it. Because I've already taught it to you. We did a couple together. The answers are down here. Check yourself as you work through it. If you're not getting the same thing, ask questions, ask your classmates, ask me, come to tutoring, whatever you need to do to get to understand this. Okay? That's all we're doing for molecular and empirical formulas. So good luck, have fun.